Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, and this guy, KEMAR STUART, was in your news. He put up a video talking about Barbados water quality being below the World Health Organization standards. Okay, I'll play
World Health Organization guidelines on drinking quality water.
Okay, so he did that, and he is supposed to be part of the groundwork, the groundswell in Barbados, providing you with reliable information. But then when you look at what was written in your paper here, okay, it is saying that the World Health Organization did not put out a warning. They did not put out a warning. Now, in Barbados, island that is made out of like coral and limestone, you know that your island is just like residual stuff that came together and formed, and you live on it. It's hardened, and your water is being filtered through that coral and limestone, and you kind of know from looking in the bottom of your kettle that it's there. You have it in your system, and it may be blowing around, and it may not be as tight as it should be, because like I said, there are deposits in your kettles. Anyone that lives in Barbados will know, if you boil water to make your tea, there's limestone, there's that hard crust thing at the bottom of your kettle. So you do know that. Now, they may say if you're born in it and you're molded by it, it really doesn't do anything. But who's to say? Who is to say that it doesn't really do anything? Because for how long were you using talc powder, and you were cleaning up your baby and putting the talc powder between the baby's legs and that kind of stuff, and now you hear that talc it can't even make it anymore? But maybe they're selling it in the third world countries, but you certainly can't sell that product here in the United States anymore, because there are warnings against using talc powder. But again, getting back to the water, it's like with everything, because although the Nation News via Maria Bradshaw says there's no warning, she still says that there could be pathogens in the water. But it's like with everything, if you were to buy a brand new house, you just can't sit in that house for years and say it's a brand new house. You have to make sure that everything is still good, that there are no termites. You have to do inspections yearly. You have to make sure that, the roof is still good. They say 15, 25 years here in the United States. But still, if there are high winds and you experience something, you still have to check on that new house. You have to make repairs. You have to have money for upkeep. So that's what it is. You're not upkeeping your end of the bargain. You're not upkeeping your aquifers. You're not upkeeping your things that you have buried underneath the earth there in Barbados, the pipes and whatever else the water goes through. You're not upkeeping it. Okay, it's you. You need to upkeep things and systems and infrastructures. You need to have money to make sure that it's not rotting, it's not, there's no whatever. You need to make sure that you are keeping abreast of what's going on with certain things that are important. And this guy, to get in your paper and talk about who the World Health Organization saying that the quality of Barbados tap water is bad, especially, he started saying usually it was good, but in 2025, it's getting worse. And how they're gonna blame Mia Mottley. Everything is Mia Mottley. Let me see what else.
The official notice was served to the government of Barbados after these groundwater tests were completed.
Now they're saying that nothing was served to no Barbados. So where's he getting his information from? That's what you have to find out. Where did he get his information that official notice was handed to Barbados by the World Health Organization, and for him to get up and speak in his capacity, in that capacity that he thinks he has? Ask him to show you a copy of the notice. Ask him to do that, okay? But you can't. I got him, that KEMAR STUART. I can't bear to look at him, but I got him. They sent his video to me, and I didn't pay much attention to it until I saw the article in the Nation News. And I feel as though Barbadians, people who live in Barbados, you should know where your water is being siphoned through. You should know that it's coral and the limestone, and those are really like dead bodies that, you know, it's just hard. And after a while everything gets hard. Even a tree, that's what become mountains. You know, a mountain is not just a mountain, it's like they're old trees that they just get hard. And I was living in a house that you could not even put a nail in the wood, not the wall, the wood. The wood in that house was so ancient that even a nail will bend if you try to nail anything on in that wood, like trying to put up a photo or whatever. It's like cement there. It didn't happen. So sometimes things are so old that they get really hard, and that's what you're living on. You're living on sediment, things that came together in to make the island of Barbados. But you have to take care of it. You cannot be abusing that privilege. You cannot abuse the fact that it is a pretty island. It looks pretty, but you still cannot abuse it. You cannot turn your eye to it. You cannot turn a blind eye to, you know, throwing garbage in the sea and digging wells. That whatever the length or the depth of a well should be, you should listen to the people who know these things. And if a well is supposed to be 20 feet deep, for instance, do it 20 feet deep. Do the right thing. Do the right thing so that your SHIT doesn't seep through at a certain level. It could seep through other parts and then show up in your water that you're drinking. Do the right thing, okay? And make repairs. Make repairs even before you may need to make a repair. Know that you have to have the money to make that repair. It's like living in a house, living on an island, living in the country. You should look at it like it's like you living in your own home. You have to have money to fix things. Okay, you just can't live there and not think about not repairing it. You cannot just live like that. And I know you like to live free and don't like to think about paying for anything, but you can't live like that. If not, it's going to come back to bite you. Okay, so that's what's happening now. You know, certain things are seeping into your water that may not be good for you, and instead of you living maybe to 100, a good 100, you're dying off at 60, 55, and that kind of stuff. It could be the water. You don't know. You actually don't know. But like I said, you rather blame other people. You rather blame me and Motley. You rather blame what happened 4 years ago. You rather blame other things. But what's your role? What are you doing? How are you making Barbados a better place? How are you making sure that you are not throwing things in the ocean, that you dug a well just within the rules for that well to be dug, and other things that you do that could impact your environment, like when you throw out oil when you change your oil from your vehicles and that kind of stuff. How are you disposing of that oil? Everything you do has a consequence. Everything you do has a consequence, and you have to start thinking about that and not just be so like, don't care-ish. And that's what this is all about. Your water issues are all about you being don't care-ish. And maybe your government has a little bit of that too in it, that they're not looking after like the veins, the veins, the things that are important to a structure. You have to have money, and you have to have a mindset that these things need to be looked after and like cared for and greased and cleaned out and whatever. You have to start thinking that way. It's no free ride. There's no free ride here in this domain, okay? So yeah, I think KEMAR STUART, he needs to be careful, because like I said, he's on your scene. He's the one that shows up all the time talking a lot of BS, and it's all done for you to say, oh, Mia Motley this, Mia Motley that. Mia Motley is not doing anything that she's not supposed to be doing as a politician. As a politician, she's doing what she's supposed to do. You give her your vote, you give away your power to any politician, not only Mia, any politician, anyone you give your power over to, they're going to screw you. You're going to get screwed. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.